Well, hi there. I'm Colin Lamb, aka the Tone Wizard, and I hope you're doing very well. Wherever it is that you may happen to be, I'm doing fantastic tonight. So cheers to you. Cheers to me. Cheers to us, buddy. Welcome to Getting Into Phish episode 11, or I'm already into Phish episode 11, however you want to look at it. I'm going to be giving a track-by-track review of the 1992 Phish album, A Picture of Nectar. So this is episode 11 of a series that I've been doing for a year and a bit, I would say. A year ago, I decided I would try to get into Phish, and I do a video series about it, and I've really enjoyed the music. I've really enjoyed talking to people in the comments, and it's been an all-around good time and a journey that continues to this day. I've done reviews of the Lawn Boy album, of Junta, of The Man Who Stepped In Yesterday, and the White Tapes, and you can check those out on my channel. If you feel like subscribing, please go check that out. And I would like to thank new subscribers to the channel: Patrick Pacino, Krister Johansson, and Stephen Fudge, and Darren Vader. Thank you very much for subscribing to the channel, and I look forward to seeing you get involved. Pardon me, in the comments below. And if you do subscribe to my channel, you can participate in shit like this, a poll that I put up the other day to help me determine what kind of video I was going to put out next. And after Ween got off to an early lead, Phish fucking just plowed right through that and ran away with 50% of the votes. So here we are doing another Phish video, and I really wanted to get into another album review, so here we are. Now, if you also get involved in the channel, you can participate in things like my previous Phish video was a quiz that I did where you had to identify Phish songs by listening to a very short clip. I'll put that video up at the end of this video. But Isaac Garcia, you were the fucking winner of that one, so cheers to you. I made this special award from you. You got 10 out of 10. That is an honorary Isaac Garcia Trey Anastasio Severed Medical Lab Hand Award that I give to you, sir. Thank you very much to everybody who played. Yeah, I look forward to doing the next one. Some of those were a little tough, so I might try and make the next one a little easier if I can. So yeah, thank you for getting involved in that quiz, everybody. I really appreciate it. Now, let's get into this fucking album review. I had to listen to this thing, and I did quite enjoy it. This is an album from 1992, A Picture of Nectar. I was trying to think of what I was doing in 1992 when this came out. I was a young man in Canada, and I was probably watching the Blue Jays win the World Series for the first time. That would probably be the second time, or the first of two times in my life that I ever gave a shit about baseball. But yeah, that's my only recollection of 1992. I definitely wasn't listening to this fucking thing. Maybe I wish I was. Maybe my life would have been different if... How old would I have... I think I would have been 8 years old or something like that in 1992. Maybe 8 years... Yeah, I think I was 8 years old. So I wasn't listening to this, but I'm listening to it now. I did just a little research into the album, and I found out that it was dedicated to Nectar, what was it? Nectar Roris, I think was his name, and he was the owner of Nectar's, where Phish kind of cut their teeth. And I think this is a clip from the liner notes. This is off the Phish website, but 8.5 years ago, we played our first bar gig at Nectar's in Burlington. Nectar Roris, the proprietor, was happy to give us a gig despite our lack of experience, organization, or a song list long enough to last 2 sets. Anyways, it seems to be dedicated to him. But then I also found on the Phish.net site that the title comes from the line that replaced the original phrase penile erector in the Common Set Ender Cavern. If anybody knows what that's about, I did listen to the song Cavern. I did hear some reference to that, but if anybody knows what the fuck that is all about, please, by all means, let me fucking know, because I was a little confused there. Anyhow, that is the album cover. I understand there were a couple of covers, but that was the one that I went with for this video. So let's get into this fucking track-by-track review. I tried to start this video several times, but I'm having a bit of a rough one. I got a day off tomorrow for Remembrance Day, which we celebrate up here in Canada on November the 11th. Definitely a holiday that I observe. And I'm looking for the day off. I'm having a few beers. I'm a little loose, so this video might... who knows how this video is going to go, man? But let's get into it. Track number 1 is Llama. And right off the bat, I prepared some more audio clips. I was getting like, when I had a big brown beaver, I was getting some Primus vibes off that track, but it's lifted me up again. And when I had to listen to that, it lifted me up because, these work days coming up to Christmas, the dead zone between August and Christmas for me is always hard, but this fucking track definitely lifted me up, and I like it. It might be my favorite track on the album, but it was fantastic. Had a great energy. It started off great. Reminded me a little bit of Primus, but the solo here to me is probably the best moment on the whole fucking album, and I clipped it. You can tell that I play from those wildly erratic finger movements that weren't anchored in any particular rudiment. But no, I enjoyed that track to the point where I made a clip of it. I thought it was a fantastic track, and like I say, that might be my standout on the album. Moving on to track number 2, Eliza. This was a sleepy jazz number that kind of made me want to watch Frasier again. I don't think I will, and I don't think I'll listen to this song again, but it was on the album, and I listened to it. Those are my thoughts on Eliza, not my favorite. Moving on to track number 3, or Cavern. The first thing that struck me, I didn't quite catch it on the first track on Llama, because I was just, I was overwhelmed by the track. I thought it was great. But the sound of this album is much better already. And I did notice, actually, when I was going through the track listings, there seemed to be, I think a couple of the tracks are pretty long, but there wasn't super long. I don't think there's like a big 14-minute track on this one. I could be wrong. But the sound of the album is a lot better from a recording standpoint. And I believe that this album is their big label debut. They were signed to Elektra at this point. And I also read that the album went gold in 2001. Quite a few years later, 9 years later. But the sound of this, the overall sound, the production is much better than Lawn Boy and the albums that preceded it. I don't know we'll get into it later, but I don't know if the feeling of the album is quite as fun as some of those early albums. A lot of people said that I should just start listening to the later albums, but I think what kind of has hooked me into Phish is that there's like a lore to Phish. There's obviously The Man Who Stepped Into Yesterday. There's the kind of crummy recordings off of Yunta. And those intrigue me because I can really, this is the beginning of that band. You can really sense the fun that they're having in the process, regardless of what they have at their disposal in terms of technology or whatever. But I know we're only 3 tracks in, but this album sounds a lot better. In Cavern, the bass and the drums just sound a lot more better balanced, and the drums sound way better. This track was also probably the most 90s sounding track on the album, and it kind of gave me some like Dave Matthews flashbacks. I'm not a fan of Dave Matthews, and for whatever reason, it was kind of off-putting. But I don't know. It was a track on the album, and I did listen to it, and I did enjoy it. Moving on to track number 4. Well, I think this little clip here can probably sum it up for us.
Steal my poor heart again. You won't steal my poor heart again.
Oh, not my poor heart. I enjoyed that track. Maybe somebody can help me out here, but to my recollection, there's a track I think on Lawn Boy that was kind of country like this, but I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed this track, and it was a lot of fun, and it was a nice little reprisal after the kind of boring jazz Eliza and Cavern, which I wasn't so fond of either. But moving on to track number 5, which is of course Stash. Stash is a track that I've heard before, and I'm just gonna ask you out there if you can recommend a particularly good live Stash for me, because I did like the album version here, but please give me a live version, and maybe I'll do a reaction video for it sometime down the road if I have a goddamn second in my supposedly busy life. But yeah, give me a live Stash reaction, and cheers for watching this video. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for spending some of your hard-earned time on, or some of your breaths, right? You're always running out of breath. That's one less. That's one less. That's one less. That's fucking depressing is what that is. Alcohol. Anyhow, I do enjoy Stash, but I've listened to it before. I didn't want to linger on there. Track number 6, and my writing is so... Why do I handwrite notes? In this fucking day, I have a computer here. This fucking computer is the best computer I've ever owned in my life. I have a printer scanner, a combo. Yet here I am fucking scribbling out notes. Incoherent garbage. Look at my garbled fucking crap writing. Anyways, somebody's going to need to tell me what the name of this fucking song is on my own review video. Montega. All I have to say about this track is grabbing my shoe mouth. That's what I wrote down. Grabbing my shoe mouth. Can't even remember the track. Didn't stand out. I think it was just a short one. Track number 7. I also wrote Not Feelin'. I just wrote Not Feelin'. Gulea Papyrus. That kind of reminded me of Gulbly Apparatus or whatever. I did look into it on Phish.net. Something about a Vietnam War anecdote or something. I don't know. Wasn't interested, man. There's a lot of Phish albums. I can't work up interest for every track, but I did listen to it. Moving on to track number 8, Magilla. And this was actually a track that was in my quiz that you can check out. I posted the winner, Isaac Garcia. Maybe don't remember his answers, but you already know that Magilla was in there. But you might have a hard time finding the quiz, so go check out that quiz. It's going to be at the end of this video. Another note that I put here was jazz is great, but so is not jazz. That's, I think, what I want to sum up there. Moving on to track number 9, The Landlady. This appears to be a little Santana kind of vibey kind of thing that Trey wrote. Maybe he had a solo, but not the rest of the song, and that got onto the album. I did like it. And maybe as I move further into... I'm not trying to be spiteful, by the way. I would not be making these Phish videos and trying to plan to go to a Phish concert if I didn't like them. But I have to be somewhat critical. I mean, I'm not one of these fair weather fucking everything's great kind of personalities you're gonna see on YouTube, folks. Not fucking here, not fucking now. Going to a dark place. Sorry about that. I should probably edit these videos. But anyways, track number 10, Glide. And I like this track, but I want to set the scene here for you, okay? Before I'm going to play a little clip from it because it inspired me. So it's the maybe 1840s or maybe later than that, maybe 1850s in rural Western America. And my father has just been killed. Maybe some kind of land deal gone askew. Maybe he thought he was a little tougher than he really is in a saloon. Somebody's killed my father, and now I'm on a revenge quest. And as the sun sets down over the desert tundra, it's this time of year. It's late fall, and it's not really snowy in the desert, but it's dry and it's windy. I'm bundled up. I got like a duster on. I got a Remington lever action rifle in the saddle, 2 pistols. Cross what do you call those things? Cross holstered on my belt, and I'm galloping out. I'm galloping out on a vengeance quest, and this song is the soundtrack to that. I will find the man who killed my father. I will inquire as to whether my father died honorably or whether he was a coward, pissing his leather cowboy pants as his life came to an end. Anyways, that was what I thought of that track. Let me know what you thought of what I thought of that track, or let me know if you thought something different about that track that I completely fucking missed. But that was track number 10, which was, of course, Glide. Now, track 11 is Tweezer. It's a track that I like, and it's a track that I've actually done a reaction video for on my channel, and you can check that out if you so feel like it. And if you want to see a man fulfilling a Western vengeance scenario on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching this video. Track number 11, Tweezer. I did enjoy it, but I'm not going to labor on about that one because, like I say, I did do a reaction video there. Moving on to track number 12, the Mango Song. When I first heard this, I got mad like The Man Who Stepped Into Yesterday vibes, and I even checked to see if it was on that album because I heard that they reused some of that material, and I could be wrong. Maybe let me know if they reused any of that stuff on other albums, but let me know. Moving on to track number 13, it's fucking chalk dust torture. And let me tell you, I've got a surprise midweek weekend here, and this is exactly the fucking vibe. I'm not making dinner tonight, baby. We're getting fucking takeout. Woo! Yeah, that's how I pretty much feel about that. Again, this is such a big song in terms of Phish. I don't really need to say much other than we're getting fucking takeout tonight. That is for sure. Did enjoy it. Moving on to track number 14, F-A-H-T, Fat. I know of the term P-H-A-T, Fat. I'm a fan of Fat, but not too sure what's going on here. I was getting kind of White Tape vibes off of this one. Just a peaceful kind of little thing. But after Shock Dust Torture, I just kind of wanted to rock. And I want to rock into my weekend. So, yeah, it was a decent track. Kind of short. Whatever. 15, Catapult. I read a whole thing on Phish.net about it. But it was just kind of blah, 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 blah. Some Mike Gordon thing. Some deeply introspective thing, but I don't care too much for that track. I'm not going to lie to you. There's so much good Phish music that I don't have to pretend to like all the bad stuff. I think that's fair, isn't it? That's fair. There's Ween tracks that I don't listen to. There's Beatles songs I think are garbage. The sitar one off of Sgt. Pepper's, never been a fan. Put that thing down. Listen to the rest of these tracks. Get the fuck out of here with that thing. Get on. Go on, George. Go on. No, come back, George. No. Anyways. So the last track number 16, was the Tweezer Reprise. Obviously, epic riffery, great uplifting thing. Kind of cleanses the palate of the previous two tracks, and I really obviously enjoyed that. So my overall impressions about this album are that it was sonically sounded a lot better than the previous Phish's releases, but I think it lacked a little. I mean, they were maturing, obviously, so this is to be expected, but it lacked a little bit of the carefree kind of fun spirit of some of the other Phish albums that I've already reviewed, but I definitely enjoyed it, and we can see that there's some definitely some live staples that they're still playing to this day. Chalk Dust Torture, Tweezer. I presume they're still playing Llama. If you got a good live Llama, please send that my way as well, if you fucking please. And Stash, obviously, and send me a stash as well. I really need a good stash to get into. So my standout for the album is probably Llama for me. Llama, and then Stash and Chalk Dust Torture. I'm gonna go basic bitch on that one, but what can you fucking do? And as for my rating of this album, I'm gonna give it 7 Trey Anastasio stolen medical cadaver hands out of 10. 7 Trey stolen medical cadaver hands, if that makes any sense. But we're going to be moving on from here. I can't even remember what the next Phish album is, but there's going to be a review of that one coming up in the next couple of months. I'm going to be doing some more reaction videos, doing some more Ween shit. I got a Ween catch up with a buddy of mine in Colorado this weekend planned. Hopefully that video will be coming out. And hey, thank you very much for watching this video. Please subscribe to the channel if you've enjoyed this video, and check out some of my other stuff. And you can do the quiz, which should probably be on the screen right now in the last couple of seconds of these videos. But more importantly, take very good care of yourself, and thank you again for watching this video. Bye-bye.